Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
This is the closing bell on the Stock Movers Report. The companies making moves at the close of U.S. trading with Carol Massar, Tim Stenovec, Romaine Bostick, and Scarlet Fu.
We did have 356 stocks advance in the S&P, 146 on the downside, despite the fact that it closed down 0.6%.
Yeah, but when you look at the IMAP and you look at the size of the different sectors, there's a reason why the S&P 500 closed down, even though there's 7 sectors in the green and only 4 in the red. The ones that are in the red, tech, biggest sector in the S&P 500, right? A third of the S&P. Communication services makes up about 10% of the S&P 500. Consumer discretionary makes up 10.5%. Those are your leading decliners. And communication services and tech each down more than 1%. REITs, consumer staples, and utilities, some of your smaller sectors, they're leading the gains today.
Well, speaking of gains, I do want to start with Intel. Shares surging after SoftBank agreed to buy $2 billion of the company's stock, up 7% at the end of the day today. Analysts see this news as positive, but continue to see a number of questions surrounding the company's prospects. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick was on CNBC earlier today. He confirmed discussions between the U.S. and Intel for the government to take a stake in Intel, but he cast the plan as a bid to convert CHIPS and Science Act grants into equity. So, as Carol always says, the devil is in the details, and we'll wait to see those details. Also, Palo Alto Networks rising in today's trade. The company reported stronger than expected annual forecast. The company seeks to provide customers with a bundle of AI-enabled cybersecurity products to fend off attacks. Shares higher today by 3%. Palo Alto Networks CEO said, quote, "In this new era, security is no longer a bolt-on, and that an integrated best-to-beat platforms deliver superior security outcomes," according to him. And how about a little media merger news on this Tuesday? I'm watching what happened with shares of Tegna today because Nexstar Media Group agreed to buy Tegna for $3.5 billion in an all-cash takeover. Investors certainly liked that, up 4.3% throughout the day today. The deal values Tegna at $22 a share, trading just shy of that, but it is a 44% premium to the company's stock price on August 8th, and including debt and transaction fees, it values Tegna at $6.2 billion. Emily.
All right. Well, tech stocks were certainly amongst the biggest decliners of the day. Oracle was one of them that I chose to highlight. It fell about 6%. It was the biggest drop since April. Trading volume was also about 77% above the average for the time of the market close. We got news a few days ago that their longtime chief security officer, one of the highest ranking women in the cybersecurity industry, is leaving the company as part of a recent reorganization. Perhaps that's weighing on the shares a little bit today. Mary Ann Davidson, she joined Oracle in 1988. Additionally, when it comes to Oracle specific news, Bloomberg News recently reported that they're cutting jobs as the company takes steps to control costs amid heavy spending on AI infrastructure. So we talk a lot about this AI theme and spending, but here it is, maybe there was too much money and investors are taking note of that. I'm also watching shares of Viking Therapeutics. This was a big drop today after the company's experimental obesity pill disappointed investors in a mid-stage study. You look at the shares closing down 42%. Obviously, a lot of companies here racing to make those weight loss pills. Viking's pill did help patients lose up to 12.2% of their body weight, according to a statement from Viking. But almost a third of the patients dropped out of the trial in just 3 months. It seems like investors hanging on to that. And then finally, I finished with a company you guys may have heard of, Nvidia. Trading volume was about 21% above the 20-day average. It was leading losses in the market today. And it was actually the biggest full-day drop since April 21st for this chip company. It was down almost 4%.
All right, and we should point out, too, not all the activity was in the equity market. We did see activity in treasuries coming off 3 straight days of actual price declines. We saw an increase in treasury prices across the curve, pushing yields down all across the curve of just about 1 basis point on the short end and 3 basis points when you get out to your 10 and 30-year yields.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.